take off a couple of heads a night. Somebody give me a guillotine. I just might ride on my enemies. Dog and I fuck on my energy. Nowadays they just talk, but they talk about nothing. Nowadays everybody wanna say something. Goddamn, I'm the man and it feel like it. Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way, please, I'm trying to get paid.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie the Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Robo of Left Face TV. Welcome to episode 65 of the Nerds of Culture podcast. The Woke Breakfast Club with a dash of what?
Sazon.
Yeah. We got him.
Four more, and we get to giggle like children.
Oh, man. I can't wait. That's the one I'm excited for.
I cannot, man. I've been looking forward to that.
Dude, right? Because how many times do you get to say that? How many times you get to
know?
How many times do you get? You only can do it once. You can only do it once.
You know what I mean? You can start a new show, so you've got to do it once.
Yeah. Right? I got to do it once before.
And now this will be your second time, my first time, you know.
Yeah, so. See, look at that. We just keep doing it. We'll just make new shows. That's what we'll do. We'll just make a new show.
Stop reloading.
We'll do. Hey, comic companies get to do this all the time. We'll just have a relaunch. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Just like,
yeah.
Wouldn't that
Nerds
be
of
like
Culture season 2?
Yeah, right.
Episode 1.
Be like, we're back, and then what we do is we pretend like we're meeting everybody for the first time.
That's right. That's right.
Like, no, we've never done this show before. Well, what about those other like 69 previous episodes? I don't know what you're talking about.
They don't exist.
I don't.
They don't exist.
I've never seen this. The Dream has no memory of this.
Man, you were talking to me earlier about and I want you to talk about it again because we want to do some shameless plug-in here.
Oh, yeah, sure, of course.
How my boy don't play video games and now he's too good for video games. You know, he's out here hustling, writing shit. You said, what did you say you were on chapter? What did you say, 22 or some shit? What did you say in the chat?
No.
He's like, I finished 22 chapters. 22 different books. No, I don't.
No, God, no. No, I really cannot play video games if I'm out here doing that. No, I finished a script for a 22-page issue last night. I'm gonna go back.
22-page issue. That's what it was.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back and kind of touch it up because I mean, I'll be honest, it's the first pass, so like the first pass is not always the best pass. So I mean, I'm gonna go back through, tighten up dialogue, continuity stuff, and maybe some extra notes for when I draw it. I mean, it's all in my head. I don't have like the thing with, and I've kind of learned this. Writing a script where you're handing it over to another to an artist who is not you, be descriptive. When take like if it's one of those situations where like I take the script, I write the script, and then I take the script and I go, hey, here, and I go, okay, here. All right, well, right back in this hand. I don't have to be as descriptive. But it is something. I can
only imagine.
Yeah.
I could only imagine. Let me tell you, being this dude's editor, I could not imagine being an artist. Because Ernie, he's giving you something to do for him, but he knows exactly what he wants it to look like. You don't. But he does. And you're like, okay. All right, I got it. Wrong panel. Don't put your panel like that. Nope. Zoom in the wrong way. Now, can you pan it like this? I'm like, yeah, I could do that.
Maybe. I guess I could. Shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, it's hilarious because I'm trying to break myself of that. I
mean, it's your product. You're putting your name on it. It makes sense.
Well, I'm trying to open myself up more to to the reality that no one else is going to care as much as me. And what I mean by that is, the things that I am hyper sensitive to, no one else notices. Like no one. I there could be something where it's like, yeah, there are some things where I'm like, okay, I just flat out don't like this.
Right.
But like,
or like an error, like you can see the background type shit. Like, yeah.
Right. But like in situations where it's like, it's one of those things where it's more of a taste thing.
Right.
I'm trying to be better about it, because a lot of the times the shit that like, I'm just like, no, it's usually something that if not mentioned, no one would fucking notice. Like I'm gonna
what I think it is,
because I know what to look for.
Well, here's the thing. See, here's what I imagine. This is what I imagine in my head is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, goddamn.
Yeah, you good.
So you go. So you're doing the script, right? Either outline script, whatever you're doing, and as you're writing it, there's certain parts of the story that is prompting you to want to talk about that. And then as you record it, you're saying this shit and it's running through your head. You're imagining what panels are being used. Like, oh man, this part right here. And if I don't click, if it doesn't link to me, then you're like, that's not the panels I was thinking of, but all right, whatever.
That is, honestly, you're not incorrect. You're not incorrect. That is actually it. That is actually it. And also because like the way my brain works, my brain is just very like, when I imagine something, like I can just I have a weird sense of recall. So like there's lots of times where like when we're talking about like, oh hey, you know, what thing were you talking about right here? Or like, even though there's some instances where like there might be something where I'm just kind of like railing off about something. It's like in my head, I immediately know as I'm talking about exactly what it is I want to show, like right then and there.
Right.
But like, it's not something that's going to be as readily, obvious to whoever's not in my fucking head, you know,
or somebody as familiar with what you have read.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
yeah.
It's a weird, state to be in, and it's kind of why, and talking about, kind of letting things go. There are aspects of of one of the other comics I'm working on where this one I actually am collaborating with, an artist, and in that, like, there have been instances where I have to be like, I don't know if I would have done it that way. But the thing is, there's also plenty of other times where I can say, man, I didn't think to do it that way. And it kind of balances the whole thing out. Cause I'm like, you know what? Yeah, fine. Yeah, there are certain things like I will say this in that comic, there's like a handful of things that I'm like, this cannot be changed. Like this has to be what I want it to be. But that's like there's a lot of other
you need,
right. Like case in point, the notion that the main character, like what the main character looks like, that's non-negotiable. That is a non-negotiable, like this is the main character. Like if you change him, he's no longer the character I want him to be. There's a couple of female characters in the story. Actually 3 female characters in the story who I feel similarly about. I'm like, no, this character, I need this character to look this way because it's in, I don't want to say it's intrinsic to the story, but it's intrinsic to my vision of the story.
Right. It all plays together. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will also say there was one particular male character that I did not envision a certain way, but Quinn saw him a certain way. And I was like, you know what? I actually like your way better.
We haven't talked about Daredevil yet. We just started.
No, we have not. We're just bullshitting.
You are on time.
Right on time. But no, I will definitely say, as far as like the other thing goes, yeah, the script, the outline was written, the script has been written, the characters have been designed. There's really, the only thing really left to do is like I've been kind of doing like some behind the scenes shit, like designing not background characters, but like supporting cast characters that aren't as important to the overall narrative, but also like, and I'll tell you this, man, writing something where there's multiple characters, it's harder than people think it is.
man, I've literally thought about that. I thought I'll watch like something like Game of Thrones or something, and sometimes I really get into it, and I'm like, and I'll start thinking about like the background shit. I'm like, he's taking forever to write this and that. And I'm like, bro, he has to remember that line, that line. And then let's say you wanted to go like a whole ass chapter about one. You got to remember what the last thing 16 other people said before you bring them up again. I mean, I guess nobody's not going to know the work more than you. So,
well, yeah. Well, and it's so one thing that kind of came up when I was writing last night is I was writing this one part, and it's like, so there's 5 core characters to the group, and there's one like core villain, and I'm writing an interaction between these characters, and there was at one point where I legit realized, like, oh shit, one of the characters hasn't said anything or done anything in a couple of pages. Like, and it's not like they're gone. They're literally right there. Like, they're just
right.
Like, it's
which
like,
will break the immersion of somebody who catch that shit. Like,
yeah.
So what is
like,
the person just, and they're staring at him? Right.
It's like, wait a minute, this motherfucker has super speed and he's just standing there doing nothing. Interesting choice.
Yeah,
so it's one of those things.
It's the same shit you think about whenever like there's a bunch of ninjas around one dude and they keep coming at him once. I'm like, you know, like 6 of those dudes could have stabbed them already by now. Right?
Well, it was like I had to like, and this is where you have to like manufacture like drama. Like I had to come up with the thing. Like I was like, okay, there's 5 characters. There's a super strong chick. There's a shapeshifter. There's a dude with super speed. There's a dude with telekinesis, and there's a woman who's like a literal living singularity. I was like, why is the woman who is the living sing? Yeah, who loves well, it's the super strong woman that loves crop tops. Okay. But yeah, but the thing is, it's like, okay, so why is the living singularity chilling in the background? Like, why is she not like getting? So I had to manufacture a reason for why she's not like actively like throwing hands. It's like you have to be like, oh, well, technically she can't do it because powers are unstable, small environment, blah 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 blah. And then it's like, okay, well, why is the guy with super speed not doing what he's supposed to be doing? It's like, oh, okay, well, he got knocked on his ass, so he's like having to get back up. Okay, cool. All right, well, what about the super strong chick? Wait, she just threw some hands. Where does she go? And it's like, oh man, technically she's there, but like, I don't know, man. Something happened. Like you have to juggle. You have to juggle a lot of shit. So it's
that's
like,
why in comics they go like, oh, Superman, he had to go fight this villain in another galaxy, so he's not here. Don't worry about it.
Mr. Mitzel-Pitalik or whatever the fuck his name is, like just snatched him up. He's like somewhere else. That's why. But
you know how it is.
It happens, and that's why like I don't envy the job of any storyteller to have to tell a story in a complex universe with lots of moving parts, because that shit's not easy. Like if everyone could do it, everyone would do it. Yeah, but right. it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing by any stretch of the imagination. But that said, and here I'm gonna do this real quick because I kind of forgot to do it. But yeah, man, I will say for everything that it's worth, it was fun. It's like I was telling you before. It was kind of like, because, when you write something, you kind of already need to know how it's going to end, so you know how to get there. So it's basically like, okay, I have the picture of I know what the last page is supposed to look like. I know exactly what the last page needs to show. So how the fuck do I get there? Yeah. Like, and then, it's like it's literally like putting together a puzzle is what it is. But
thanks,
yeah.
To the novice, I appreciate the 5 lirum. I think that's a lirum. Is that the 5 lira? I think it's the Egyptian currency. No, I'm playing.
No, I was like, is that not the British? Like that like my super serious ass. Yeah, no, my super serious ass.
Well, appreciate the 4 pence. I think pence is cents. I like saying pence anyway.
Well, no, I just my super serious ass was just like, that's the British pound. I was like, are we
actually? You even got the glasses. We just push them up real quick.
It's like, actually,
that's not a lira.
Actually, when the last time I checked, that was that's how somebody did that shit to me on Threads today. I was like, dude, go get laid, man. I was like, please go get laid. It's like, dude, just stop. It's not that serious, man. It really ain't.
Who's your biggest inspiration for writing the stories? Alism says.
Okay, so for the one that I'm currently working on, the superhero team book, the biggest sense, like if you want to talk about like as far as other writers go, that one's actually kind of tough because I have a lot of favorite writers, but I kind of try to take a little bit of everybody, the things I like about everybody. Like, yeah, I try to take a little bit of David F. Walker. I try and take a little bit of Dwayne McDuffie.
I knew you were going to say that one.
Oh yeah, dude, Dwayne McDuffie's a dude, man. That dude's always on the short list. And I try to have a little bit of all my favorite writers, kind of slipping through the cracks. But I will definitely say, as far as like the overall thing that inspires the story itself, it is quite literally my real world feelings about the state of the black superheroes, and more specifically Black X-Men, that are never used. Like that is something that will be active commentary. Like the overall commentary of the story is the gatekeeping of power, from black and brown individuals. It's going to be.
Are you going to have an all white team that most people already know about, and y'all like the?
Oh yeah,
that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
They'll kind of be like a mishmash of the Avengers and the Justice League. They'll be the team that everyone's like, oh, well, you kind of like to have that moment from Captain America, Brave New World, that got cut, from the movie. It was in the trailer, but it wasn't actually in the movie. Right. But the part where like Thaddeus Ross is like, "You're no Steve Rogers," and Anthony Mackie's like, "You're right, I'm not." Like that. Like this is like all of the entire story is basically a commentary on my personal feelings, about that. And
I'm glad you didn't do that one answer into how people do, where they're like, "Nobody."
Oh,
this is me. This is me. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I ain't never been inspired by nothing.
Nothing. I inspire myself. If you get inspired by others, then you a follower. You need to be a leader. Like, shut the fuck up.
No, fuck that. No, I hate that shit, because I'm gonna be honest with you, everything is inspired by everything.
Everything.
And if you say that your story is original and that it's not inspired by anything, like I always like to use, what was the name of that woman who wrote The Hunger Games? Not the movies, obviously, but the books. I forget her name. But I remember
her.
Yeah. That motherfucker. See, I'm doing better. I didn't say that bitch.
You did.
I did just then, but I mean, I'm just saying. Suzanne Collins. Yes, Suzanne Collins. Okay. When she wrote when she wrote The Hunger Games, I mean, to be fair, there's lots of other things that she was inspired by, but I remember when people asked her if she'd ever seen like Battle Royale or heard of it, she tried to play dumb. Like, she tried to play dumb about the whole thing, and I was like, bitch.
Yeah, I'll be that annoying devil's advocate and say just this. Yeah, we talked about this before too.
Yeah.
What's it called when you accidentally have, like, just by chance, the same idea because the theme is like so common to human, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's something where, like, in comics get accused of this a lot, where they'll tell a joke and then they'll show another comic that's telling the same kind of joke, and the other comic's like, didn't even know this dude existed. Didn't even know that, like, and they're like, either stole it, but then you start realizing it's like, well, okay, I mean, people make fun of this and that, blah, blah, blah. The idea of, like, people being pitted against each other for sport you know what I mean? We make that analogy all the time in sport, in UFC, in life. You know what I mean? The way that corporations treat workers. She's probably lying, but just to be devil's advocate, like I wonder if, you know what I mean? Like, what's that one game with like man, the most dangerous, the hunting man or some shit like that? It was a thing.
Yeah. Man is the most dangerous game.
Yeah.
Dude, no bullshit. I remember, and I think I don't know if I've ever told the story before, but I remember, and let me take y'all back to the before times. I'm gonna take y'all back to the before times. Just ride with me on this one, okay? I remember, this was like in longer than that, 2000. It was like 2007, 8. Maybe. I was actively trying to develop a comic. I had sat down, same way I'm doing with this shit right here. But like, I was just like, oh my God, threw myself into it. I was spending like months on top of months building backstory, world building, creating main characters, supporting characters, background characters, villains, planning out entire arcs and things of that nature. And I remember, and this is gonna sound really silly, but I remember calling this character the Wraith. I wanted to be like a thesis on like the superhero vigilante genre. One day I'm reading Wizard magazine. This tell you how long ago this was. I'm reading Wizard magazine with a buddy of mine. We're actually in a Barnes. Like this I'll tell you, this was a long ass fucking time ago because we're in a fucking bookstore. We're in a bookstore reading Wizard magazine side by side. And one of my boys, he has the same copy of Wizard right next to me. And he's like, dude, go to page, I don't remember the number of the page. He says, go to page so-and-so. And it was like in the solicits area. He shows me a picture. And it was a character that was going to be a part of G.I. Joe. The character had the exact same name. Vaguely similar backstory. Not the same, like, powers and abilities or gadgets or whatever, but just like it was similar enough that when I saw it, it fucking destroyed me.
Really?
But
wow.
But when I actually took the time to sit down and really think about it, I was like, you know what? I was like, I remember Deep Impact and Armageddon. I remember like two movies that came out vaguely similarly close together with very similar plots. It happens.
What about the one with the White House one in the remember?
Oh yeah. What was it? Olympus Has Fallen and something down or White House down, whatever.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah.
Dude, people do this shit all the fucking time. All the fucking time. There's always like two movies, like almost every year. Like hell, it happened last year. Remember what was it? What we were talking about? You were telling me about that movie. What was it called? Immaculate.
Oh right, yeah, exactly. Yep.
And this makes even worse. Immaculate and The First Omen came out within like 2 weeks of each other.
Yep.
In the theater, and they literally have the exact same fucking plot. Like the only thing that's different is the actors and how the movie ends. Like Immaculate gives you more of an ambiguous ending that kind of leaves a lot of shit open to interpretation. The First Omen can't do that because it's a prequel to the original Omen. So it has to have a definitive ending. But like really up until you get to like that last 20 minutes, they're the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
Same fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'll fight a motherfucker on that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
you said you saw the Immaculate, right?
Yeah, I watched it. I liked it a lot.
You saw the ending.
Yes. Oh, yes. It was. I was like,
like, yeah. The sounds and everything.
I was like, bruh. Well, no, and that's why I say like that is why I can say with absolute certainty that when you get to that last 20 minutes, the movies are they are not the same movie.
Which is how you make it your own, because that goes to what Xylism said. He said, some of these professors has stuck with him. Anything you make is not original. It's already been done. What you need to figure out is is how to make it yours, how to make it unique. And let me tell y'all something. We know that's true because the original stories that have been said were in the cave drawing times. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like, and I mean that almost literally, because when we sit there and we talk about the Odyssey, and we talk about the Iliad, and we talk about all this shit, we can trace it back, and then we find out, oh my God, these fucking stories came from Africa. Then you find older texts, and then like, wait a minute, we talk about these being the base, but no, they came from the older, and then that's the cradle of life. Literally,
Everything
has been thought of. And even if you think it's original, you can't ever, because of the way the mind works, be sure of it, because you could have been told this story when you were 7.
Oh, crypto memory.
Yeah.
Crypto memory is a thing.
And here you are, 25 years old, writing a story, and you think it's original as hell. I'm like, nah, you're basing it off something you already know, you know?
That's why when people would always ask me, oh, did you see so-and-so's video about this? Did you watch so-and-so's video about that? Did you watch so-and-so? No. Because I know crypto memory is real, and I don't want to go watch Rob's video about something that I know. Like if I've already made my video about it, fine, yeah, I'm perfectly okay with it. But like, we're talking about some shit where like, oh, Rob did a video before I did. Am I gonna go watch his video so that I can, for whatever reason, knowing that I'm gonna make one of my own? No, because even if I don't mean to, the way crypto memory works is you'll come up with an idea and forget that you saw that idea somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's why so many things do get copied. But I will say this, I feel less and less like, and what your professor was talking about, Xylem, is the same thing that I actually heard in a Nas song once. That also kind of divorced me of the idea of worrying too much about shit being similar. For those who don't know, the lyrics go, no idea is original, there's nothing new under the sun, it's never what you do but how it's done. But really great song. That said, another reason why I don't feel bad about shit being similar anymore is because of this shit right here. The Doom Patrol and the X-Men came out literally, I think, within a month of each other. And it's very obvious that somebody copied somebody's homework.
That's right.
Somebody copied somebody's homework.
I mean, shit. DC and Marvel been doing that since
the dark age,
since the beginning.
Since the fucking dark ages and shit. But no, that's why I don't worry about originality, because honestly, every idea has been taken. The only and even the idea I'm using, the fact that I'm making a superhero team with 5 core characters, that's literally the fucking X-Men. Yeah. Matter of fact, it is the sacred rule of 5, and I'm actually splitting the difference. I'm actually using the sacred rule of 5 that the X-Men has often used, having 5 core characters, no more, no less. But also the sacred 7 rule of the Justice League. It's always 7 core characters. There might be some other characters, but ultimately, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, and then maybe the other 2 spots.
Yeah,
negotiable. The other 2 spots are largely like it's probably gonna be Aquaman. Yeah, it might be Aquaman, maybe.
People who leave and they won't be missed if they have to
right. It's always gonna be some other, maybe Martian Manhunter, but then like we might swap Martian Manhunter out for like somebody else. With the
Kid Justice or some shit,
right? Like some bullshit. Like it's like yeah. Bring in Cyborg. He ain't doing nothing. Come on over here, Cyborg. Take a knee over here. But
you old as fuck. I'm not even sure why you're on Teen Titans right now. But come over here.
Like no, you get the fuck on over here. But no,
man, you Drake ass. You 32 years old. Stop playing with them kids. Get over here.
No, man. See, I was just texting her. Yeah, trying to give her advice on boys. Friends. Yeah, be like, stop. Like the whole time he's talking, I'm just like, he's here. I can. I think I can get him to stay till y'all get here. Yeah, anytime. Anytime.
He's actually
Mr.
talking
Hansen.
to Kendrick Lamar.
Anything for you, Mr. Hansen.
I said, you talking to them or Kendrick Lamar's people? Somebody's
right? But no, and I didn't say Vixen because, well, I mean, she's on the team in my heart, but she hasn't been on the team very often. That's why. Yeah. But that said, you know, the main thing for me is it doesn't matter. Originality does not matter. It does not matter. And honestly, even if something is kind of derivative, so long as you can still give it its own sauce, because you were always going to be the difference. And that's why I say, like, you know, yeah, anyone who reads the comic that I'm writing, you'll see it and you'll probably see the things that made it what it is. But no one is going to read it and be like, yeah, he literally just lifted the X-Men and put it in his in his comic. Like, no one's going to be able to say that. You might say, oh, it's like right X-Men. Yeah. Yeah. You can tell me it's like X-Men. But it ain't like I just said, ooh, X-Men. Here, let me erase this. Yeah. Get that big ass X off of there. The leader
has a disability. I gotta.
Right? It's like there's no. Wait,
do their powers come at puberty?
No, they don't.
See, there you go.
See, there you go. Yep. Well, also, now we'll say this: the mentor of the team is bald, but he is not disabled. As a matter of fact, he is.
But he's black anyway, so that's like 90% of comic books anyway.
Right.
Well, you only had bald and a fade, so.
Well, that's it. Well, you know what I did? I also split the difference by letting there be two mentors as opposed to one mentor. So, so it's a and also kind of being a thesis on because you and I talked about, and we've talked about this lots of times. The division of the black family in Hollywood, how if you watch a TV show or a movie or a commercial, you will always see some black dude and some white woman, or some white woman, maybe not always in the case of white women, but like if you see a black woman, she probably got a white husband or a white boyfriend or something like that. Yep. If it's a
whatever he is, he's not black.
Yeah, he ain't black. And if it's a black dude, he probably ain't got a black wife or girlfriend or whatever.
But if they are, that's because you live in Houston and it's a local commercial and you know what I mean? If you got a black couple putting on a product, I don't give a fuck if it's Skittles. You can only have a black couple if you are talking to black people. That's it.
Yes,
that's it. If you show me a goddamn commercial in a predominantly white or just even diverse white like San Diego or some shit, and it's a black couple talking about toothpaste, somebody fucked up. Somebody's getting fired. Somebody's getting fired. What the fuck is this?
Look. Somebody. Is this
Atlanta?
Wait. Look. The first unit director is gonna come up and like pull the second unit director up to be like, excuse me. Do you see a sign? Do you see a sign up here that says stable black family? Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't see it? Yeah. You want to know why you don't see it?
Is the BET Awards on right now? Is the BET Awards on right now? Is this a commercial?
Right. Wait, are we advertising Popeyes? Huh?
What's going on here?
Yes. Wait. Are we advertising payday loans? Huh?
Damn.
Wait. What? I'm sorry.
Rent to own? Yeah, Do you see a rent to own commercial alongside this? Man, predators, man. They're all predators. I fucking hate it here.
I'm just saying. not the NAACP image awards. But no, but that was the thing. Like I was like, okay, I want the mentors. I want it to be a black man and a black woman who are maybe maybe even like a little bit not like super duper like older than, but like people who like are kind of in maybe a little bit younger than us, probably closer to our age. and it be like, and when I say kids is relative, but like, I mean, they're not going to be like teens. Like, I'm not talking like 14, 15, 16 years old. Yeah. They're going to be like close, like 18, 19 years old. Cause I don't want to get into that. Like, first off, I don't even like teenagers. Just put that out there. Sorry. If we have any teenagers in chat, I apologize. It's nothing against you, but generally speaking, my experience with teenagers, especially having one for a son, just no. It ain't it. It ain't it. But no, I think that a lot of the commentary, and the things that the book is going to be about, it's going to be commentary on themes of accepting your natural beauty, commentary on accepting your natural hair, albeit not necessarily saying beauty or hair, using their powers and abilities and afflictions as allegories for those things, focusing on the aspects of, well, because you're black, you're going to have to try 10 times as harder to be as accepted as the most mediocre white person, or that's that right. You have to move differently, like you're not allowed to be angry, you're not allowed to be visibly upset about something, so you have to hold your that type of shit. Like, that's the type of shit I want to talk about. That's and my feelings about Black X-Men, that is the inspiration.
But you know what's a shame? You know what's a shame though? It's like you couldn't break out of it if you tried. You're gonna do the thing. You're gonna do the thing. You're gonna have the black couple. But guess what? You are blurred without fear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's still the thing. It's still like,
right.
Look, you can read my comics, but I'm a black dude who's making comics for black people.
Yeah.
It's for, you're gonna say it. You're gonna say it's for everyone. Yeah, okay, it's for everyone. But there are themes in there that are intrinsic to you, which means that they are gonna be intrinsic to many black men, black people in general. And so we can't even get black comics without them being target. What's Milestone? Yeah. And what are the themes that they use? They have to become Milestone because we can't have a black team in DC. You can have an all-white team,
yes,
until someone complains, and then I'll put one or two, and they'll probably be like the whitest Brazilian you ever seen in your life, or
we'll give you Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, but hey, how about Mexican? Like a mostly black one and like one? I'll talk to them, but
I gotta talk to the manager on this one. This is
we're gonna have to shoot that over. We're gonna have to shoot that over to Milestone, homie. I'm sorry.
Well, and I would even say too, like I would take it as far as to say. By the way, shout out to the homie Cypher out here, Low Tigre.
Yeah, you are. I don't actually say Blur Without Fear. Like, well, you are the. Blur Without Fear. That's the title thing.
Well, it's hilarious because, for one of the things I actually said I don't want to do with the comic is I don't want there to be like DEI.
Right.
And when I say DEI, it means something different. I mean the rules is written, not what racist mean. Y'all know what they mean.
Right.
Many niggas.
You know what they say. You know what they're saying. No, I don't mean that. What I mean is kind of similar to we actually I think we got the video out a couple of days ago. Was it a couple of days? It was probably a couple of days ago. We're gonna say it was a couple of days ago. Some of you might have seen the recent Green Lantern video that
that one. That
Robo was goodly enough. He was goodly enough to edit for us. I hope y'all saw it, but y'all saw it. Guy Gardner.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's DEI. Guy Gardner is DEI. He is on a team with everybody on that goddamn team.
Yeah,
is either
I stand corrected because they sure did that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sure did. We'll see how long it lasts. DC.
Like,
We'll see how long it lasts.
Well, because I just want to pull this up just so y'all can see what I mean. So
And this is not Milestone.
no, this is just DC straight. Look, brown, black, brown, black, half brown,
Spicy white, spicy beige.
Yeah, this is Chipotle mayo. This is Chipotle
Yeah, but
mayo.
he ain't
right
white
here.
like that, dude.
Yeah. But this dude, oh, he ginger white. He white.
Yeah.
There's 36 variations of the color white. This guy is
See,
bone.
now the Beatles, the White Album.
right.
Now I'm imagining like the DC CEO hearing me go on my rant about, but you gotta have all white characters, and he's like, nobody read Green Lantern. Nobody saw
like,
Green Lantern. What the? See, this is why I only like the white people don't complain like this.
He said they take all of our vanilla stuff and they just go with it. No, I
loose sleeve. Man, I ain't heard loose sleeve in a while. Damn, is that something that only exists in school?
Right? Loosely.
Damn.
What? I will say this. I actually did think about the prospect of having like on a team of all Guy Quavius Gardner, the Green Lantern.
Okay, sorry.
No, that was actually hilarious. No, I actually thought about the prospect of having because it is going to be an all black superhero team. I thought about the prospect of having a white character on the team. Kind of like some of y'all might remember. How many of y'all watched A Different World back in the day? How many of y'all remember Marissa Tomei used to be on that show?
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei used to be on A Different World, and she was like the one white girl at the college. Some of y'all might remember that shit, but like it was like, oh hey, yeah, and she was down. Like she was down. She was like, yeah. I'm always, I'm down for the cause. Blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of y'all think about Marissa Tomei. Y'all be thinking about like My Cousin Vinny and shit. Y'all be thinking about Aunt May and shit. No. My first memory of Marissa Tomei was seeing her as a roommate with 2 or 3 other black women at an HBCU. That was my memory of Marissa Tomei.
Gecko says gingers can relate to the struggle. They are the black people of white people. Okay, time out.
It's like hold on.
Only the ugly ones, because when you a baddie redhead, and everybody loves you. You are the favorite of the rainbow.
Yes, but if you one of the ugly ones, heaven help you. Come on over here with us. Come on over here with us. You
marginalized like a motherfucker. Like people are already marginalized, but ugly redheads, damn. Dude. No eyebrows, no eyelashes and shit. That's just weird. No, I'm playing. Let me stop.
I will say this: if I actually, what I'll do is
Christina Hendricks. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Okay, first off, that's an S tier white woman. I'm gonna need y'all to.
We gotta make a new one. Double S tier.
Oh yeah, no, she a double S. She a double S tier white woman.
Every time somebody brings up her name, my heart says go.
Dude, let me tell you something. I have watched things I do not give a fuck about just because she's in it.
That's the damn right. That Good Girls I watched back to back.
Oh man. Oh dude. Look, let me tell you something. Even when the show started getting kind of dumb to me, I was like, nah, she's still in it.
Yeah, they might do that countertop scene thing again. I'm gonna miss that.
I'll be like, look, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. I'm telling y'all who I am. But what I'm thinking about doing, if the book does, like, if I can get the book out and if people like it, I will consider making a white character for the team that will be the DEI of like. And here's the thing, I didn't say there would be like 2 white people. Get one
rib.
You get one rib. One rib. That's all you get. I can't give you nothing else.
But matter of fact, don't even. You know what you do? You do the reverse of what they do to black people. So you know they're like, no, we got a black person, but they're like, my great grandfather was black, so maybe they got coily hair,
like 164. Wait a minute.
I mean, when you look at them and you go, they something. I don't know what they.
Wait, it's gonna be like this comic I'm reading right now called Incognito.
That's what they
It's about a dude. It's about a guy who he's black, but he can pass for white. Like that's how white he is. Like that's how light skinned he is. He
so
can
that's
pass for
what you
white.
do to him. You say, yeah, we got a white character, but he's still like dark. He's like me.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like me. He's like, yeah, we got a non-black person here, you know? And he's like, but everybody else will, but he's not white. Pretty much white. He's not black. You know what I'm saying?
He's albino.
Yeah. I mean, like his great grandfather was from Spain. So that's white. That's what you do to them. Like,
Yeah.
good enough, right? Good enough, right?
Oh, and you know what I'll do? And what I'll do is I'll introduce a second white character, like a background character at a later point, and then I will force them to be in a relationship.
Or they'll just die in that same issue.
Or they'll die in the same issue. And you know what I'll do? No, you know what I'll do? I'll do like I did. Where was that shit? For those for all of y'all who watch the Dr. Voodoo video. Dude, that's how they be doing us.
I like it when people's delays are super long because then we get throwback jokes when they respond.
I love it. It's hilarious because it's like, oh, I know where you are.
Yeah.
I know exactly where the time stream you are. No, you know what I'm gonna do? We'll do it like this. For those of you who saw the Dr. Voodoo video, you know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna put up a cover, and it's gonna be like, one of these characters will die.
And you just put the splash. The cover art is gonna have the white guy in the middle.
Yeah, just
standing there.
And then you get to the end of the issue and they'll be like, damn.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, and then not only does he die, he dies in a refrigerator.
Ooh,
nasty.
Ooh.
Ron Mars is like, come on, guys, come on, guys.
Wait a minute. Open it page. He gone.
That's it. In the credits part,
like it'll right where it says who made the book.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
oh man,
Billy's dead, y'all. Billy was killed off. And then when everybody's like, oh man, that's so messed up. Wouldn't let that happen to me though.
But
but that's the thing though. It's what has to happen. Until we reach that point where we're all being treated equally, fairly, with actual equity. These are the things that we have to do to prove our point.
Yep. Now I know no one in our chat because the haters don't know how to shut up and everybody's cool here, but the hater in my mind watching it that will see that I want to ask this imaginary person in my head. I'm like, how are we able to make that joke? You know what I'm saying? Like how are we able to make the joke if it's not real? Are you dying laughing?
Right? No, I saw someone say, no, not Billy, Skylar.
Oh yeah,
it's got to be a super white name,
or Tanner.
Ooh, wait. What if the name is Tyler, like Skylar Tanner? There you go. We'll give him the whitest white Skylar Percival Tanner. There you go.
That's
there
right.
You go.
That's right.
That's the name.
Look, all I know is that if we were making jokes about how they all loved ice cream, nobody would get it because that's not a thing.
Yeah.
But since we're making jokes about the one person out of the group that dies all the time, how is that a funny joke if it's not a thing? Anyways. I'm just
saying. Yeah. But all that said, yeah, stay tuned. There'll be some more news about it here for too long. I'll be ready to tell more about it. But I'm gonna tell you what I really want to kind of dig into. I'm gonna tell you what I really am kind of feeling right now. Some of you probably already know what time it is. You saw the thumbnail. You know what's up. You know what it is. You know how we do. Daredevil has been released, Daredevil is out. Daredevil Born Again released with the first 2 episodes. And I want to make sure I'm correct in my thinking on this. I feel like they are going to be, to my understanding, dropping episodes in obviously we got the 2 episode premiere, but it looks like there's a couple of more episodes, not the next 2, but there's going to be 2 episodes that come up later on that have been listed as coming out the same day. So I don't know if that, like, how often they're going to alternate or, jump back and forth, but I can say this much. This shit was pretty lit.
Dope.
It was pretty lit. I'm not even going to stand on ceremony about this shit. Y'all know me. You know that I am a huge fan of Daredevil. Huge fan of Daredevil. As a matter of fact, so huge of a fan of Daredevil, it just so happens to be the name, or rather, like or rather the inspiration for the name of the channel.
Yeah. That's right.
So,
Born Again. Sorry. I had to. It was in my head. Adam Warlock's call. If you play more Rivals, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Honestly, man, I'll say this just off top. I do want to talk non-spoilery at first before we really kind of dig into it. I'll let you guys know when we jump into spoiler territory. I promise. But I'll say this much: the show had a lot working against it. Had a lot working for it too, but had a lot working against it. This was a show that went through a little bit of development hell. I think when it was announced, it kind of went a ways without any, it went with a lot of news. There was a lot of oh yeah, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, it's gonna be bringing back Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. They're gonna be coming back as their respective characters from the original Netflix series, and it may or may not be a part of the MCU, and the original Netflix stuff may or may not be part of the MCU already. We don't know yet. And it's gonna have 20-something episodes, and it's gonna be the longest MCU show to date. And then it was oh wait, it's being retooled, it's being redeveloped. Things are changing. There was lots of behind the scenes stuff that was going on with the show, and then it came. It came back. It was oh hey, the show's back on track, and oh guess what, we got Coach Bombay's #1 defensive player to come back as Foggy Nelson, and we got True Blood to come back and be Karen Page. It's okay, so now we're cooking with gas now, and you're just oh, okay, cool, all right, bet. This is this is shaping up to be something, and it's oh hey, by the way, we're gonna be bringing back other other actors who were in the Netflix stuff. So it's oh man, you guys are just going all out with this. And I dug what they kind of fought through, because like I said, this show on paper could have just as easily have been ass. It could have been ass. Let's just keep it a buck. And yet it releases, and the first episode was just gangbusters. It was oh my God, y'all. I was it's good. It's better.
Can I say something? Can I say something about the opening? No spoilers.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me say this. I did not watch the original Daredevil. I watched season 1, fell off. And then when I found out that the Netflix series were not going to be a part of the MCU, I lost interest, and I never even tried to go back to watch it. I will say this much: I love it. I'm excited for it. This is dope. But I knew, especially off the first 10 minutes of the episode, I'm I have a feeling that this would be way more impactful, way more emotional for me if I had seen how the last season ended.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm
I see
okay,
you.
obviously that's Bullseye. Oh.
No, that he's
is that a thing?
Bullseye was in the trailers.
Okay,
so
yeah.
It wasn't like
it's how season 3 ends, right?
I'll go start right now. Anyone, if you're worried about spoilers, I'm going to start right now. If the way I feel about spoilers is if it was in the trailer, it's not a spoiler to me anymore. So I'll just go say Will Bethel, yes, he's back as Bullseye. Kind of paying off the ending of season 3. And for those who don't know,
I bet you it won't be the last time we see him either.
No, it will. I think we will definitely be seeing him again before too long. But also so too is John Bernthal, because he was in the trailers as well. They did not go out of their way to hide his inclusion.
Omega, that's kind of why I brought it up. I would say if you have the time to binge, and that's what I'm going to be doing this week. I'm going to be watching the original Daredevil. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to be watching as much as I can throughout the week, and then be caught up on the current season. And in between weeks, I'm going to be watching the old I'm just saying that in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the first episode, shit fucking goes down, and the way that it fucking the episode starts at 100 miles an hour, and then you have your second and third vertebrae shattered. So it's crazy. I was like, I feel I should have watched that at least season 3. At least
season 3.
At least the last episode of season 3. Maybe you could YouTube how season 3 is going, and then watch the season finale of season 3, then go into this. That's what I would do if you haven't for real.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah. Because I'll say this much as an avid fan of Daredevil and someone who loved the original Netflix show. I loved the third season. I thought the third season was the best. I think the third season is the best Daredevil season that we got from Netflix. I think the first season is the second best. And I will agree, the first season has its problems. It's very slow.
That's probably why I fell off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I will say this too. It's a show that's trying to be, hey, what if Daredevil was real? Like, how do we we got Daredevil, we got a blind lawyer from Hell's Kitchen who has radar sense, but that's kind of where the comic book shit ends for the original show. It's
like a legal procedural, like a crime procedural kind of thing. Yeah, that's what they were doing.
And that's kind of what I like about this show so much. This show actually lets Daredevil be a comic book character, because I'm gonna go into right now. Shots in here. I'm gonna lighten. I'm gonna lighten this up. Let's can we lighten this up just to? Let's see. Can
you color?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, here it is. Yeah, auto adjust. Bam. There we go. Look at that. Love to see it. Let's give it another one. There we go. Okay, just so you can kind of see, we didn't get shots like this in the original show.
Yeah.
There were no, Daredevil wasn't jumping rooftops. He did, but you weren't seeing him run them the way he was on this show. And I liked the attention to detail. Bullseye, his ability, the way that he was ricocheting shit off of walls and
throwing two at a time so that he blocks one, the next one goes into him.
Right.
Super dope.
Dude,
Yeah.
That was money. That was money.
Yeah.
And just to, and once again, this is also from the trailer as well. So, I don't mind showing this as well. But yeah, it was just awesome to see, these characters were more, maybe Bullseye a little less so, just in the sense that I didn't, if there was any one thing about him I didn't like, is the mask that he wore. I thought that was kind of I was like, man, let him have the
Mm-hmm.
man, let him have the legit.
That's why they're gonna always go. And this is Feige magic right here. This is why, like Willie Greatest, he ain't no. Herbert Scott, even in She-Hulk and Echo, they had him moving like a comic book because the difference is Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige has that vision. And let me tell you all something. When people start talking about MCU fell off, I already know when the MCU is gonna fall off, and that's when this motherfucker's done.
Yeah, when Kevin Feige
Kevin Feige goes off, now it's a dice roll. Like maybe they get another genius in there, but it's like, if they don't get another Kevin Feige to continue this line, Netflix was not Kevin Feige.
No.
Yeah, so I mean that's the deal right there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I loved about this is that like it knew what it was on the tin. Like we got to see Daredevil actually swinging around like a fucking superhero. We got to see him running rooftops, jumping off rooftops. Like also, they understood the assignment when it came to the score. When you get to the shot, and it's like the first time we actually see him as Daredevil in this, and you see him and you see him like zip lining around, and when he lands on that fire escape, and like the music just starts, like I'm like, bruh, I'm not gonna lie. I fucking love that theme song. That theme song has become one of my personal favorite like superhero themes, like because not only is it lit, but it also encapsulates everything you need to know about like, oh, that's Daredevil like a motherfucker. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. All right, this is who he is. Okay, bet. Like, and I like the they're doing a lot of really good stuff with this. I will say this. If you're concerned that this show is going to ruin itself, by doing the thing that we're let's be honest, we're all afraid of our favorite, comic book movies and TV shows doing, and it's the question we have to ask every time. Are we going to be able to play this?
It's woke.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. To quote Barack Hussein Obama, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, I'm gonna play it again.
It's woke.
It is woke. It's woke. And I love it for it. I love it for its wokeness because it has a message and it is not pulling. It's not pulling punches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was trying to think. I was like. And then I remembered the okay, yeah. I was like, oh yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk about the first and most egregious, and when I say egregious, I mean great. The first and most egregious bit of wokeness of DEI. We got a DEI lawyer. Okay, first off, we all know. Black women cannot be lawyers. They're not smart enough. They don't have the mental capacity. They're too emotional. And she's a partner. DEI. Dude, okay, DEI. First off, right here, just off one character.
Too many niggas.
It's too many of them. It's too many. It's too many. It's too many.
This white man right here, this white man needed her permission to take on the redacted character as a client.
Mm-hmm.
Had to beg,
Wild.
And then she's like, fine. DEI,
man.
DEI,
DEI. Nothing but DEI. That's all I see. All I see here. I don't see a lawyer. I don't see a compelling character. I see DEI. I'm joking. I do not see DEI. I
don't have any problem with black women being lawyers. It's just pandering. Like you don't have to like
pandering.
Like okay, this is pandering. It's just bad writing. I'm sorry.
Well, I have a question. How did she get the job? Is she qualified?
Thank you.
How many mediocre white people did she displace in her hiring? I have to know.
Damn, author. Hold on, let me see the profile picture real quick.
Oh God. I just no so for those that do not know, the character who is who I'm showing here, this is Kirsten McDuffie. For those who are unfamiliar, she is from the comics. She is not a new character. She wasn't made up for the show. This is actually her character in the comics. Now, a weird thing about her character is her character was always drawn to be ethnically ambiguous. Sometimes she was white. Sometimes she was light, bright, 2 shades from white. Sometimes she was somewhat darker complected. And I think at one point you even meet her father later in the Mark Waid run. But like at no point, I feel personally, was it ever made explicitly clear whether she was black or white or biracial or some other person of color.
Well, she's black now.
She black now. Look, she a whole negress now. She a whole negress now. God damn it. Also, shout out to the Severance crew out here, picking up these Severance actors and putting them in shit. Love to see it.
Wait, what?
What's that?
Wait. Is she in Severance?
Yeah, she is the
Is she the date?
Yeah, she was the date. Yeah, she was the date.
I didn't recognize that.
Yeah, she's the date.
Wow, she's making money. Every time I see shit like that, though, I always think straight to my head. I'm like, damn, they're banking right now.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
Severance checks and Daredevil checks. She's doing all right.
She's like, let's go. She's like, I got, like, you know what? I wonder what it's like when you get that phone call. Like, because I've seen people like post their reactions to getting roles, but I wonder, like, if you find out you're going to be in some Marvel shit, even if it's not like a big role, like when you put the phone down, are you like, you're like, okay, no, thank you for calling me. Let me know I got the role. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm having my people in touch with yours. Okay, you have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah.
I got that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, soon as you hang up the phone, like, I got that. Ooh, I got this motherfucker now. Let's go.
But shoes.
But no, she I like that she's included in this because for one, I think Kirsten McDuffie is an awesome character. She's a character who has largely, I think, stood the test of time in regards to Daredevil love interest. She's a character that has been around since the Mark Waid run and is largely not really gone anywhere. I mean, she kind of rode off into the sunset somewhere kind of towards the beginning of the Chip Zdarsky run. But I mean, like, she's still around, like she still exists. And I like that they actually say, you know what? The comics were always kind of half-assing with her. Let's just make it definitive. She black now. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. She's black now. Period. Actually, the next time I see her in the comics, her ass better be black. She better be black. She better be black. I don't want to see no light, bright, 2 shades from white motherfucker show up here. Like, because I want to show y'all something. Just real quick. I just want to show you because I want y'all to understand what I mean when I say that Kirsten McDuffie was one of the most ethnically ambiguous brown women ever committed. Here, I want to show you something. Here, right here. Bam. Look at this. That's her right there.
Is that Selena Gomez?
Exactly. Exactly. And then let's see here. I think I have another one here where because like I said, her skin color, that shit was all over the place. Her skin color was like literally everywhere. Like it was all. Oh, and then here's I got one for you right here. I think this is it right here. There she is again. Now she white. Now she's.
I got one for you.
What you got?
Go ahead on Discord.
Oh shit! Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Because if that's not a Latin chick.
Oh yeah. No, 100%. 100%. Look, this motherfucker. He trying to make sure I don't never get the plaque. He's trying to make sure.
She's wearing a bathing suit. YouTube is a bathing suit. Okay.
Well, no, YouTube be like bathing suit my ass. It's like this is they could be like them's titties is what you. But now here I'll show it. Like there you go. Look that now look at her. She'd have been browned up. Yep. She'd have been browned up. Now, and I'm just saying, like, you know, they couldn't decide. They couldn't decide on what they wanted her to be. So she was just always kind of there. In my opinion, like, I feel like she was she just never really felt like she had any like real place. Like no real actual like you know, home of any sort. Like, she was just like, oh yeah, no, I'm this random
whole
motherfucker
personality here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
she was always a cool character. Like, she was always like this character that was like, okay, yeah, cool, that's awesome. Like, I'm glad that she's here. I'm glad that she's, you know, doing stuff, and that, you know, she's actively, you know, I guess, for want of a better way to put it, I'm glad that, you know, her character never felt like it was just, you know, bland. She was like, a lot of the personality we see in her in this show is from that is from that comic. Yeah, or from that Mark Waid run, more specifically is what I mean. But like, I will definitely say, you know, glad to have her. Glad to have her here. She's fantastic. But now we also have another. Oh wait, what's this? What am I being? Oh well, yeah, of course. But the other thing we got.
Same time every night.
Look, we also got another little bit of DEI. We got another little bit of DEI. That wasn't the only one. We got another one. BB Uric. We got BB Uric. That's another little flash. That's a
YouTuber, right?
DI.
Yeah.
She's like a YouTube journalist, TikTok journalist or some shit.
See, that's what I need to do. I like that. I need to go live in New York so I could do some shit like that. Imagine my YouTube shits was like, all right, here's what I found out today.
Like, man, done.
I almost died.
Yeah. I almost got hit by a car.
Yep.
And but no, I liked her because for those who don't know, this is I believe she is the niece of Ben Urich from the first season of Daredevil. And her inclusion here was pretty awesome, just because, you know, she's following in the footsteps. She's following in the footsteps of Ben Urich, who was, you know, in the comics was always a reporter, now owner of the Daily Bugle, but you know, in the show, you know, once again, also a journalist, and yeah, a very good one. Some would say a little too good. But she has come along, and she's, you know, doing her investigative boots on the ground type of deal. They have all these different, like I guess, like confessionals or whatever, you know, kind of woman on the street style interviewing, asking people how they feel about what is ultimately the plot point of the whole show, is Wilson Fisk, who is running for mayor of New York. Paying off some of the Charles Soule run of Daredevil. For those unfamiliar with that particular arc, you know, some of you may or may not remember. Like I said, it can always be up for debate. But during there was actually literally a story arc called Mayor Fisk. And you know, I wonder if they're going to do the Mayor Murdoch follow up. I wonder if they do that. That would be hilarious. But yeah, you know, Daredevil discovers that, you know, Wilson Fisk has become mayor, and that's the whole plot point there. In this, we're kind of watching the rise to power, but also seeing, you know, I kind of talked about that wokeness earlier. I love how a lot of the things people were saying were very reminiscent of things we've heard people say about people like Rudy Giuliani, people like Donald Trump.
I was getting getting some Trump vibes off this whole thing and the way he's doing business now. Even not even before, not even so much the 2016 run.
Yeah, like this run.
Like this run is getting wild.
It's crazy to me.
There is nothing that happened in there except for the meeting with the baby reporter girl.
Oh, yeah.
And CE Rouse put BB, is that short for baby? And I read that like 5 minutes ago and it stuck in my head. So
Yeah,
that's what I said, baby.
BB. Bebe's kids. But no, BB. BB. Not Netanyahu.
So when he did
BB.
that noise, I said, I can't see Trump doing that, but I can see Trump being a punk and having somebody else do it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. It's interesting. It's interesting what they're doing. They're shooting shots. Like there's multiple shots across the bow of the ship.
Yes.
And like I remember what was it?
Adam, what's his face? Eric Adams.
Yeah, I was
getting Eric Adams vibes like a mug. Yeah.
The only thing I don't think they'll do this because like this literally just happened. Because like, but if Kingpin comes out and says, "You Negroes."
Oh,
I clipped that shit because it was so funny. I clipped it because it was so funny.
And the way the whole audience gasped, like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
oh man.
I remember saying on Threads, I said, see, he didn't got comfortable. See, Olay is gonna have to come back and drag his shit again because he didn't got comfortable. He got real.
I imagine white people in the audience like, he can say it, right?
Right. Actually, what was hilarious is watching the Majority Report when they were talking about it, and every time that they played it back, and like I can see Emma Viglin's soul just dying a little each time that that they play. She was just like,
okay.
Yep.
Don't laugh. See, this is why I'm glad I'm not white, because he's like, am I like, can I laugh at it? No, because laughing would be bad. I can't say it. I can't say it. I just, that's a clip. You know?
Just saying.
I don't know what to say right now.
I'm just like, it's like, man, it's like, all right. But no, I will say I do agree with Omega Cerebro.
Omega Cerebro. Yeah, we had to say
No, I agree with Omega Cerebro here. Yeah, we got 190, 200 people watching, 51 likes. Come on, man. Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Stop it. Stop playing with me. You're here. You're enjoying yourself. Sit down, chill, hit the like button. It's okay. Don't wait till it's over. Do it now, because the more people hit that like button, the more people will show up. Because YouTube will be like, man, it's popping off over here. Maybe we should send some more people over there.
Because I'll tell you what, I get like weird ass lives in my notifications. I'm like, I don't even follow that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why don't they show people our lives?
Yeah. Well, and you know why? You know why they do that shit?
Because 50 people are liking it and 250 people are in the room.
Right. That's how they're like, oh man, this is 100%. This is 100% right here.
Clearly they don't like this shit. You got all these people watching. Nobody wants to come. It must be booty.
Man, dude, must be trash. But no, I'll say as much because I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk in vagaries anymore. I want to talk in full spoilers. So I'm just going to say right now, just ahead of time, I'm going to play this and just to give you guys fair warning. It's about to go down. It is about to go down. Okay, so let's dig in. The first 15 minutes. God damn.
Cold-blooded.
Man, the whole time. Oh
my God.
I was fucking gobsmacked. I was like,
what a good. You know what I loved about it? And and I guarantee, watch, we're probably never going to get this again. But every time I watch a fight scene, right? Because, I mean, if anybody here is trained before, even just in boxing, not even talking about like groundwork, just boxing. You think that's I'm just gonna throw a couple? Bitch, you are tired in like 45 seconds.
Yes.
So when you got these long ass fight scenes and they're just going, and it's like, okay, maybe after 30 minutes, Captain America, I could do this all day. Bitch, you would not. Well, okay, super serum, but I'm
super
just saying
serum,
that shit is. These motherfuckers.
Motherfucker was tired.
It's just like one more. Come on.
Well, no, when what I thought was so hilarious, I was like, because in my movie brain kicked in. Like my horror movie brain kicked in, actually. The part where Bullseye is like trying to go up the stairs, he just kind of slumps into it. And I'm like, dude, you better hurry up for Daredevil catches up with your ass. And then it was like Daredevil turned,
kick your ass.
Dude, Daredevil turned that corner and he was kind of
I need to work on my cardio.
Never mind, this motherfucker got like 20 knives in his ass too. That made it even worse.
And that's what they have to do. If they didn't have knives, that's why I say we probably not see it again. They're doing that because they're both stabbed and bleeding out and shit. But it's like, no, this is be anybody running up 17 flights of stairs, man. Come on.
Easy. Well, and man, oh my God, dude. When I was watching that shit and they did like when they got like by the time they got to the rooftops, they were still just like,
yeah.
I was like, dude, this is the most realistic shit I have.
Wasn't even sure how it was going to end.
No, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what happened when they got to the rooftop.
You knew.
I knew what time it was.
Yeah.
When they got to the rooftop, yeah.
Because you know how like some shows do where like, oh man, are we gonna do this thing where like for the first 2 or 3 episodes he's gonna be like recuperating, I'm gonna like rebuild and shit, you know? Like I don't know, maybe it would have been him coming off the rooftop, but no.
Nah, they said.
And let me tell you something, I was happy. I was like, finally, like this is what you do with a mass murderer. This is what you're supposed to. You're not this fucking like we don't kill. But they still disappointed me later because.
Well, yeah, because they do the whole thing where it's like, oh, he throws, he throws Bullseye.
He shoved the back of this dude's head.
Like he went down
in
face
the laziest,
first.
Like get the fuck out of my face,
dude. I loved it. I loved it because it was one of those deals where it's like because he's pulling him in close. He does that like primal fucking scream in his face
because his friends that he knows.
He's like, dude.
Pain.
He's like, Foggy gone. Also, by the way, called it. Y'all who tuned into the Blerd Cave last week, I called it. I said it.
That Foggy was gonna die?
I said Foggy was gonna die. I said
nice.
More specifically, I said he was gonna die in the first episode because I was like, there's no way he's in this whole thing. I was like, there's no way he's in this whole thing. And then
what made you call that? What made you think it was like that? Because he's in another show or what?
No. It was because every time they showed him in the trailer, it was always the same shot.
Ah, got it.
Matter of fact, him and kind of slick, him and Karen both. Like they never really showed them in any other shots for any of the. No matter how many new trailers they kept cutting, no matter how many new trailers they kept cutting, it was almost always this shot. It was them coming out of the Nelson, Murdoch, and Page. It was them coming out of there laughing, going to the bar, and really nothing else. And I know it might seem like kind of like like a reach for a lot of people. I say it's because they cut 20 some odd different trailers for that for the premiere. Like building up steam to the premiere. Every single one of them. There was no new footage of any of these two characters. So I was like, one of two things gonna happen. Either they're both gonna like, because I think what I said, the main idea of what I said was either A, when we see them here, it's a flashback and like something that happened a while ago, like in between seasons, and both of them are dead, or it's something that's going on right now and one of them is dead. Like I honestly kind of leaned on both, but I was very, 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 very heavy on Foggy for this one.
So based on that, then when we get to the part where after the funeral, no, not after the funeral, after the old dude gets convicted and sent to prison, and him and Daredevil, Karen and Daredevil talk outside, and they're like doing their thing, and then she goes, you know what? Have a good life, and she gives him the horn, right? That broke off. That's her walking off the show. She's gone because she's done with the Daredevil thing.
I feel like she'll be back. I feel like she'll be back. I don't know. I don't know if she'll be back. Like I think it's gonna be one of those things where if she comes back, it'll be at the end of the season.
Okay.
Or she comes back next season.
Is she a character in the comics? Like I know she's a character, but like
Karen Page,
does she have powers? Is she like a
No. She's a normie. Matter of fact, she is dead. She is dead in the comics currently. Karen Page is a weird character.
Wasn't she resurrected? She was one of the ones that came back with the Lazarus pit, right? Not the Lazarus pit. No, there was somebody else who I was reading that got resurrected, one of the female characters.
So, okay, the thing they did with her is that she was Daredevil's like main squeeze for a while, like a good long while. And then she kind of disappeared into obscurity. And then when she came back, oddly enough, so this is what I love about what Marvel does with these adaptations. The show is called Daredevil Born Again, one of Daredevil's most iconic story arcs.
Yeah.
And is largely like the main like fuel of Daredevil Born Again is Karen fucking Page. Karen Page is the whole entire fucking reason.
Jenny from Forrest Gump. All right. Robo, well, what? Screwface? What? Yeah, I'm supposed to have read every comic book out there? What?
So like what's kind of hilarious about this, and I'll kind of show you here. This is kind of to give you an idea of her importance. But like, yeah, this is her finding out that he's Daredevil in the comics for the first time. However, what happened to Karen Page is
slapped.
Man, it was old. This old school, man. It's old school. Actually, I think this might be John Byrne. Actually, I don't know.
Just the way his head is sitting on his shoulders. Everything else looks normal, but he's like,
well, yeah. It's honestly,
got a humpback.
It's like he's supposed to be like all hunched, but like it's don't get me started on that. But no. Oh no, it was David. It was David Mazzucchelli, probably, maybe, possibly. I'm not 100%. Not 100% on that, but yeah,
it's headcanon now.
Yeah, it's headcanon now. We'll just run with that.
Good job, David.
Yeah, do what you got to do. But no, it was in this story arc in Daredevil Born Again where Karen Page, like I think she went off to Mexico or some shit, got strung out on heroin, was doing porn and prostitution and shit. And when she came, I think she came back and she was like all like strung out and shit. And she
really was Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, no, she really, and also I'll take you a step further. She also got HIV. Yeah, she got HIV at a.
She's not coming back.
Yeah, like I'll put it to you like this. Well, and that wasn't even what killed her. It was Bullseye. Bullseye that killed her ass.
Which is wild. They didn't do that in episode 1 then.
I honestly, when he walked up on her and he called out her name, I was like, oh, it's over for her. It's a wrap. I was like, it's a wrap.
I'm a real fan of your movies, that is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those
same,
movies.
Bro, same.
Those movies. Yeah, how about that? Well, yeah, so basically what happens is, she gives up Daredevil's identity. That's how that's how Daredevil gets discovered by Kingpin and starts like because that was kind of the whole thing about Daredevil Born Again, is that Daredevil's identity gets leaked out to Kingpin by Karen Page, and and let's be real, she was wild smacked out of her mind when she did it. She didn't do it like maliciously or anything. She was gone. And she was like a like if you go to those pill mill clinics, she looked like somebody you see at a pill mill clinic. Just looking at this right here. But yeah,
it'd be like that sometimes.
Man, dude, it was bad. Like, and Daredevil had to help her get clean. It was a mess. It was a whole mess. But no, she gave up the identity. So like, she's actually really important to the whole idea of Daredevil Born Again, and the fact that she's like not a factor in this show at all. Like they've shifted it to where it's more of a this show is more of a hodgepodge of a bunch of different Daredevil runs. Like it's a little bit of Charles Soule's Mayor Fisk. It's a little bit of the Chip Zdarsky run. It's a little bit of Devil's Reign. Like kind of like little teensy weensy bit Devil's Reign, but really only more so in the fact that by the time you get to Devil's Reign, that was around the time where Wilson Fisk was actively trying to outlaw superheroes in New York. So that's kind of where that comes into play. And a lot of people kept saying Devil's Reign was like the main thing, but I was like, it's not really the main thing. Devil's Reign has more to do with Wilson Fisk trying to run for president. So it's more the Charles Soule run than it is the Chip Zdarsky run. But there's elements of the Chip Zdarsky run in there. There's elements of the Mark Waid run very clearly in there. And there's a little teensy weensy bit of Shadowland in there, little like that much Shadowland in there. Very 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 small smidge of Shadowland.
What part of Shadowland's in there?
Really just how Matt goes to his dark side with killing Bullseye, or attempting to kill Bullseye.
He sure shit tried. There was no that wasn't like he stopped himself.
No.
The way he just yoinked, he just shoved his head. That shit was so dope. Anyways, somebody said they call bullshit on surviving, but I'm like, people survive crazy ass shit.
Dude, he survived season 3. He survived season 3, and if I remember correctly, he got fucked up in that one too. Not to mention, he survived, like, even in the Daredevil live action movie. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Face planting 6 stories is kind of a lot.
Oh, no, that's a lot. But I will say this. Bullseye survived very similar in the Daredevil live action movie. He got thrown out of a much higher platform and smacked into like a fucking car. So, and he survived.
People don't like talking about it, and I get it, man. Like, not everybody needs to be like this, and this is not like, fat phobia or whatever. But the truth of the matter is the better in shape you are, the more resilient your body is.
Yes.
I remember I was in, and one dude from my unit, and he was a beast. Maxed out all his he's just a beast. On one of the training days, he flipped over. He was passenger on an ATV, and they crashed. And the dude driving got thrown, and then he fell in a way that he slammed into the street, and the ground. And then the ATV flipped and slammed on top of him, and he had like broken pelvis, broken ribs, burst spleen, ruptured stomach lining, like all that. He was fucked. Yeah. Like fucked. Like rushed to the emergency room, and we got called in and was like, hey, he's in the emergency room. He's in critical condition, and they're not sure he might not make it. And so he told the unit, because everybody knows who he is and shit.
Oh, okay.
And then he makes it. He makes it. Is told, hey, just we're gonna, you're gonna have to stabilize your spine, and you might not be able to walk again. Heals up, walks again, goes back to work, and you know what I mean. Like the next year, he's fully qualified again. And the doc told him, he said, if you weren't in the shape that you're in right now, you'd be dead. You'd be dead 100%. And if we take it to like comic book levels, like, let's say running up flights of stairs and you're only out of breath because you have 17 knives in your back. If you're at that level, then you probably could fall off this, building and recover, you know what I mean, with medical care. So,
I also want to show this, because this is from the comics. Same thing, like different setup, obviously,
and higher for sure.
And
that's
higher.
That's a high rise.
Yeah, and bear in mind, motherfucker is literally hanging from a fucking electric line, pretty much. And Daredevil did the exact same thing. Actually, this one was even more intentional. Like, he was just like, yeah, fuck it. He's like, you're done. And the thing is, Bullseye has survived a lot of fucking crazy shit.
God damn, the way he falls there.
And it was almost the same.
Yeah.
The way, like the way, because like
face plants.
Oh yeah, because this is something, a detail that I saw a lot of people weren't really paying attention to when it came to him as a character. Look at this shot right here. Let's enhance.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where his fucking face cracked on the fucking
I definitely would have liked to see. I mean, knowing that he's not a superhero, like not even Captain America, I would have liked to see like more makeup that fucked up like his eyes, nose crooked, something.
Yeah.
Like
no,
you
100%.
you got a fucking scar. Come on. Your nose would be crooked at least.
I will say this. We also can't forget what happened to Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk got shot in the face. And, and he came back and look, let me put it like this. To look at Wilson Fisk now, that motherfucker don't even look like he'd have been slapped in the face, let alone shot.
Right. Just like Trump's ear. They just all heal up like nothing.
It just came back.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that his ear should be fucking like exploded. You know what? Maybe you know what? The MCU predicted it. They predicted that shit.
That's what it is.
They did.
That's what
They predicted that
they
shit.
Knew. They knew.
Yeah, that was they predicted that shit. And yes, there was a year time jump between, so technically he probably did look more fucked up.
So you're probably right, but I still would I would at least want more scarring then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like
I think they
fucked up scar in his eye, like something. Like he's just got like, oh yeah, I got a cut right here from that fall.
Yeah, or you know what they could do? They could split the difference. Like instead of just having it with just the scar on his cheek, what they could have done, considering how he landed, they could actually make some scars that almost kind of vaguely resemble
Look
a bullseye, like on his forehead. That would have been cold.
That
would have been cold.
Hire us.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, pay me.
That's
Pay
right.
me. Okay? I'm out
But
here.
they can't win. They can't win because
No.
you know damn well so they do that like, oh, that's cheesy as fuck. Like a scar with a bullseye in your
Oh, but see, here's the thing. This is another thing I want to point out too. He survived this shit.
Smiling. That's what that smile. That's what got him fucked up in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he was giggling.
All the time.
He was giggling his fucking ass off.
As Daredevil was screaming, knowing that he just killed his best friend, he's laughing in his face. Why would you feel bad about that? Like so to move on to the next part of it, Daredevil hangs it up.
Yeah.
Because of that. Literally because of that. Like, I don't do that anymore. I crossed the line and I cannot be trusted anymore. Bitch, you held that what? You've never killed anybody in your life. The one person you kill is a dude who murdered somebody else and tons of other people.
Dude, that was a mass shooting. Like even though technically there wasn't like
people all the way going up the thing.
Oh yeah, because what was it? There was one part, like the one part, I'm not gonna lie, this actually made me giggle. When there was a woman who was trying to hide in a corner. And this is attention to detail like a motherfucker. He threw something and it bounced off the floor and went off camera. And it's very quick, but there's just enough time that you kind of forget he threw something. And then all of a sudden you see something bounce off the fucking wall and boop. And she's like, oh shit. I was like, dead. I loved it. Even when he shot the fucking tear gas in there, he didn't shoot it directly through the window or directly through the door. He bank shot it off the fucking door frame onto the floor so that it skid a little bit more into the. I was like, dude, thank you for letting. Okay, this is what. Okay, James Gunn gets it, and the Daredevil Born Again team get it. This shit's about fucking comic books. Stop trying to make it realistic. Let these motherfuckers be comic book characters. Let it happen. Because clearly it works.
Yeah.
Let
me ask you a question about that. I was thinking about that.
Okay. Yeah.
do you feel like there's a limit? Okay, because sometimes shit happens. Like I bitch about this about Batman a lot. Sometimes shit happens to where I'm like, bro, it would make more sense if you just said he had a superpower because this is not normal.
Yeah.
If in this series, Daredevil is fighting with Bullseye again, right? Later in the season. And then Bullseye throws a knife into the air, far as fuck. And a fight keeps going. And 5 minutes later, they fought down the street, a knife lands down, and you realize that was the knife he threw up. That's how fucking good he is. Wouldn't that kind of like, it's too much. I can see that happening in comics, but I feel like if he doesn't have powers, that'd be too much to see it in real life. Do you think there's like a limit?
Nah.
Nah, he said nah.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, because I'm gonna tell you what, the thing that I loved about the show is this shot. This was a statement of intent. A lot of people didn't catch this. This right here, this shot right here where he threw the paper clip and caught the fly, that was a statement of intent.
Oh, wow.
Because that's basically, that's what he did in the Ben Affleck movie.
Just give him powers. Just give him powers.
Yeah.
You don't have to make him do nothing different. Just say this is because of a superpower, because you would have to have a superpower.
Yep. That dude,
you know?
That paper clip, a lot of people remember this shit. But if you go back and watch the original Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, in the scene where they're closing everything out and like Bullseye is supposed to be paralyzed from like the neck or like from like the waist down or whatever the fuck. There's a point where he's like messing with something. He's trying to like there's a fly floating around and he's trying to kill it. And like their way of letting you know that Bullseye's not gone is he fucking does the exact same fucking thing from the hospital bed. I was like, dude, yes, this is the type of shit I like. Let these motherfuckers be comic book characters, God damn it. Okay, another thing, because I want to get to this part. When we got to episode, because I think this technically, it happened. Did this happen in the first? No, it was in the second episode. When they finally introduce Hector Ayala, aka White Tiger.
That made me feel bad, by the way, because it was like a little bit into it that I remembered he's passed away.
Yeah, dude. Okay,
I was like, damn.
Hey, dude, the conversations I have with my mother, because she watched it too, and she was like, because I was like, yeah, I said it sucks that he passed away, and she was like, he's gone, and I was like, yeah, he died a couple of years ago, and she was like. Then she started telling me all these shows that she remembered him from, like all these soap operas and TV shows and movies and shit. And she was like, I thought he looked a little sick right there. He looked like he's not usually that slim. And she was just going on and on and on. But no, I will say this. You know, one of the things I said was probably going to happen is ultimately happened. You know, you and I talked about this before about how this is the de-blackening of Hector Ayala. AKA the White Tiger, but at the same time, and this is kind of what always happens. Kamar De Los Reyes is a great actor, so of course he's going to put on a performance where you'll probably stop thinking about it, and that's kind of what happened to me. I was like, fuck it, man. I was like, first off, he's gone, so it's not like he's going to be back for season 2. But I was like, also at the same time, man.
Yeah,
he was 100%. Actually kind of putting his back into it. I was like,
this is bias. I know it's bias, but I do feel like I wish there's no but. I wish he was Afro-Latino. I wish he was black like he is in the comics. Yeah. But then I'm like, when we look at like how they've done other black characters, my head's like, at least not white. You know what I mean? Like,
they at least got a dark skin,
right? He's tan. He's brown.
He's not like he's not blue black,
right?
But he's I feel like he's close enough that I'm. And for those that are wondering, the reason why I kind of lean towards his ethnicity being one thing versus another. I've talked about this before, but I'll share it here.
This Black Puerto Rican's author, he was darker in the comics. That's why. Yeah,
he was darker in the. Yeah, he was a lot darker. Matter of fact, here, let me pull up this shot right here. That this here. Let's pull this up. this and oddly enough, it's actually funny that I'm bringing this up. So they are actually pulling from that Daredevil story arc that he was a part of, where he got set. They're doing it a little bit different. In the comics, he actually didn't kill anybody. Like, he didn't like actually take anybody out. Like, he just happened to be standing over a dead cop that someone he was going after had shot when other police officers showed up. In this, that motherfucker, I mean, it wasn't intentional, but you could tell that motherfucker was fighting for his life. But what I liked about this is that, like, in all...
So they saw this.
What's that?
So the writers had to have seen these panels.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, they saw this shit. They, because, like, look, I'm going to bring this up right here. I mean, like, he got a little Sammy Sosa going on right here.
Right.
He got a little Sammy. He got a little Sammy in him, you know? A little Sosa. Look, even more so, like, it's a little browner, but still a little...
That's a little bit more obvious. I mean, you could tell by the lips, you could tell by the nose, you could tell this dude is Afro-Latino. He is a black Puerto Rican, and they pick somebody who's like me colored, and I don't understand it.
Also,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, now I will say this: has he been colored to look white? Yes, he has. There's this right here. But we have also... they just
split the difference?
Yeah, but we've also seen this.
Yeah.
We have also seen this. And,
Tito, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. But no, what I liked about his inclusion, though, and I will say, if they are pulling from the comics, I already know this brother's fate. He is not going to be... I mean, obviously, he wasn't going to be in season 2 because his actor passed away, but I don't expect his character to survive season 1. I'm just going to put it like that. What I did like about...
Surprise to Coleman Domingo.
Yeah, they really did, didn't they?
Yeah,
they really did. They're like, man,
you don't think he's gonna be in season 2?
No. I don't even think I don't think his character is going to survive season 1. I don't think so. But they could surprise me.
Isn't it obvious?
Right. Well, I mean
that's my guess too, but
well, no, what I mean is I don't even think I don't think his character will even be alive for them to recast his character.
Oh, I see.
Because the story...
But we talked about this though.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, you said that his daughter takes up the mantle for a bed or something like that. Someone said some shit like that.
His sister.
His sister, right?
Yeah, his sister, Ava Ayala.
I feel like something like that could happen.
No. I 100%. I'm 100% in agreement. By every metric.
And then we can make it more woke. We'll just keep doing it all day.
Hey, I'm not against...
No men are allowed to have characters. White people aren't allowed to have characters. Straight people aren't allowed to have characters.
I mean, if I'm being brutally honest though, like, his sister is the most well-known version of the character anyway. Which makes sense why they would be going in that direction. So. Right. Like, most people do not remember the male version of White Tiger. Most people don't remember because most of the comics he was in was like Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, which was like an old black and white magazine. Usually had Shang-Chi in it. And let's be real, most people, well, I think back then, they were checking for that book. A lot of people weren't checking for it after the fact. And I think that when it ultimately comes down to it, just way more people know who she is. Hell, there are people who play Marvel Snap who know who she is.
Snap, I was just about to say that. Yep.
She's in all the animated series and shit. Whenever they have a version of White Tiger, it is never Hector on the left, and it is never his. I think this is his niece. On the right, it's never her. It's always this version. But speaking of this version, and something I appreciated this show did, and it's actually kind of a throwback to the Daredevil comic, is they are keeping it intact that necklace is how he gets his power. That's right. Because he even brings it up. He says, yeah, I didn't have any power. I didn't have the necklace on.
I didn't have the necklace. Yep, exactly.
And in the Daredevil comic, and actually, man, I don't think they'll get I don't think they're going to get Doctor Strange for this. It would be awesome if they did. But there is actually
they did that whole they did the Hulk thing. They might do a cameo. I bet we get a cameo.
Maybe. Well, Doctor Strange acts as a key witness, or not a key witness, but more of a I forget that technical term, but basically a witness is basically like, hey, like he's or like an expert, someone to come and be like, hey, this is how this works.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Daredevil brings him in and basically is like, hey, can you explain how White Tiger's powers work? So that we can, dispel whether or not, he has any kind of an ability that would have led him to be able to manipulate the situation or, whatever. And basically, that's basically like, that's what Doctor Strange like, well, actually, the necklace doesn't give him powers. It just makes what he already has better. Like, it's kind of like it's basically the heart-shaped herb, but you ain't got to smoke that shit. You ain't got to smoke that shit. You just put it on, and you like, okay, now I have the power of the White Tiger. On that shit.
Do you think the people in the writing room, when they got the news that old dude was not going to make it, do you think anybody at one point went, "Oh, good thing we wrote him. He was gonna change it to the daughter"? You think anybody said some shit like that?
Probably. At least one person probably was like,
I was being serious. Why would you laugh at something like that?
God damn it. But no, hey,
they want to know if you heard about the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, he heard about it. He's gonna play the whole thing right here in a second. He's gonna play the whole thing.
Yeah. We're gonna play it. Get the whole fucking channel taken down.
Just take it down. It's
whole fucking channel. Yeah, no, I'm not doing
and then we riot.
Yeah, it's like
like CW is going hard on that, but
oh yeah, CW gives like I've seen everywhere I've seen it put up, it's been taken down. Just
if y'all don't know, there's there's a leak of the CW show. It was real. Go check it out. Also, it's so bad. I wish it was real.
Honestly, I would only want it to be real just to give chuds something to talk shit about so we can make fun of them. But I will say this.
It's woke.
It was woke. Yep. That shit was, I was like, God. I was like, y'all made the professor black. Y'all done made Buttercup brown. Y'all done made, I guess that was supposed to be Mojo Jojo not as a monkey somewhere in there. I was like, I don't know.
What was he?
Mojo Jojo in the cartoons.
No. But when they showed him, was he acted out by a person?
It was somebody. It looked like it was just a person. Like there was someone they called. There was someone that they
white.
Yeah, they were just white. They just kept calling. There was someone in the thing they kept calling JoJo, and I was like,
Mojo. Yeah. Is it Mojo Jojo? Isn't that his name?
Yeah, I was like, that's his name. But I said Mojo Jojo is a whole ass fucking talking monkey. But yeah, I don't know. But I will say this much: that shit was fucking terrible.
It was pretty bad.
It looked like a Funny or Die skit, is what it looked like. It looked like a fucking Funny or Die skit. Like it reminded me.
That's what I was thinking. Crossfire. I'm like, they made him black. I'm like, oof.
Well, it was they what was they did they did this whole deal where the way they shot that trailer, it looked like the fucking Captain Planet skit that they did, that Funny or Die did. That's what it looked like. Yeah. I was like, bruh.
See, but tell me you wouldn't want a show based off that Captain Planet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would want one based off that Captain Planet, but this Powerpuff Girls? No, I'm good. Yeah, I was like, nah, this ain't. I was like, because it would have come out in 2014. And we all know the CW was in the fucking toilet by that point. CW was already kind of circling the drain by then. I think that was about roughly the time I started largely checking out of CW shit.
I mean, I used to watch CW shit all the time with my son. All the flashes.
Yeah.
Those are memories.
Oh yeah. I still go back and watch them every now and again. Because I stand by this. Arrow had like 2, maybe 3 good seasons.
Yeah.
Flash had about dumb. Oh, it got real dumb. Flash had about 2, maybe 3.
They did the Smallville thing, but they just kept recycling the season over and over. Dexter did the same thing. He's like, Oh
was like,
man,
well-
can we get a different line here?
Who's the villain this season? Let me guess.
That's right.
Speedster. How'd I
Right.
guess? How'd I guess?
Yeah.
And they all kept trying to recreate the magic of the Harrison Wells reveal. They all kept trying to be like, ooh, how are we gonna find out who the bad guy? Ooh, here's what we do. We're gonna make it a twist. Yeah, you're never gonna see like, just you, because the Harrison Wells reveal was good. It was a good reveal. But when they tried to do that shit with Zoom, I was like, okay, first off, the Zoom one's obvious. It was so obvious that it was not even funny. The Savitar one, it was so obscure that everybody was just like,
Huh? Yeah.
like when they did that whole and they kept trying to replay it. See, remember that part where he said, "You're the future," or it says, "I'm the future." Flash, no, he didn't say I'm the future, comma Flash. He said, no, I gotta do it again. Y'all just y'all wait. No. I'm
They're
like,
like,
they're gonna get it.
Oh no, we got it. It's just stupid.
It's stupid. It was like no. See, wait. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the fucking Vanilla Ice thing. No. See, theirs goes dun 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 dun.
You're right.
Dun, 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 dun. See, no. Ours goes dun 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 dun. See, it's different. It's different. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. I told y'all it's not the same thing. But no, I want to get us back on track. I appreciate the fact that he actually called out that his powers were specifically because of an amulet. Just no super soldier serum. We're not trying to dumb it down. We're not trying to come up with any crazy shit. It's like, no, he has powers, but only when he's got the necklace on. I was like, okay, cool. That I can rock with that. What did you think? What did you think about some of the other elements that were going on, like the
cop shit?
The cop shit. Yeah, there was for those who don't know what we're talking about, there's a lead into the Punisher. Oh, with this one.
I saw that. I'm like, ooh, buddy. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I was like, let's get him.
Yeah.
Get him.
Here we go.
Get him.
and you already know they're gonna have Bernthal make a statement about that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he's gonna cut that shit off somebody's skin or something. He's gonna do something crazy. The Punisher.
I hope they do what he did. I hope they do what he did in the comics. Because for those who do not know, there was an arc where he went after cops, specifically cops who were wearing his the skull. This was a right here. I'll say this once. We're not the same. You took an oath to uphold the law. You help people. I gave all that up a long time ago. You don't do what I do. Nobody does. You need a role model. His name's Captain America. And he'd be happy to have you. I was like, yeah, all right, let's go. I was like,
I remember seeing that. I think it was you might have brought that up on a Blerd Cave a while back, or maybe we talked about it, but I remember seeing that and going, that's Marvel comic liberal writing. Because it's like they always like to show this bad apple bullshit, right? Yeah. And it's like, you don't do what I do. I'm like, the fuck they don't. They always like, oh, those two dudes on the subway train, that's bad apples. That's not how okay. Yeah, okay.
I feel like it would have floated better if he would have says, you don't get to do what I do as a
bingo.
Bingo. Language is everything. Language is 100%. Everything. Semantics is everything. Now, I will say this: the reason why Marvel has largely kind of been okay with this is because, and I don't want to give away my sources on this, but I'll just say this much: I spoke with someone who I got to talk about with this a little bit off the record, and I'll just say this: Marvel doesn't really own the rights to the Punisher skull.
I know, old dude does, right?
Nobody does.
Oh, is it too too vague.
It's too vague. It's a skull. It's too vague.
Yeah.
It's too vague, and it's not something that can be copied, like, or trademarked or whatever.
Right.
So that's why you can see people sell it no matter what.
Right. That's why you can't do you couldn't trademark a happy face, like a yellow happy face. It's too vague, ubiquitous. Yeah,
too ubiquitous, and to such a point that Marvel cannot fight all these people who keep co-opting the symbol and misappropriating it, which is kind of why Marvel has slick backed off the Punisher. Like in comics, they're kind of just letting that shit ride off into the fucking sunset. But
keep making them anti-chud.
Well, okay, and I don't know if you saw this, and I actually plan to make a video about this. It's just that X-Men video kind of took it out of your boy this week. The Ultimates. Oh man, it's gonna be folks are gonna get whiplash with what they're angry with me about in regards to the Ultimates. Oh, I fucking love it. I fucking love it. I cannot wait. But in the most recent issue of Ultimates, they did a deal where they had actually shown these guys before. We'd actually seen these characters before, but they were like these chuds who call themselves, I think they're called like the Red Skulls. But like not like it's kind of a weird one because it's a little bit of an homage. It's an homage to the Red Skull, but also an homage to Frank Castle. But these guys, they're less. They're more like the Proud Boys. They're literally direct commentary on the Proud Boys, and they are.
Didn't they do something like this in Falcon and Winter Soldier? Wasn't there some like?
Well, you had the Flag Smashers, but
that's it. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
You had the Flag Smashers, but they weren't. What's the
they
word
were
I'm looking
right,
for?
Like parallels, though, weren't they?
No. They were more like. They were more like Antifa.
Oh,
the Flag Smashers were more like the MCU equivalent of Antifa. More.
That's right. But wasn't there an alt-right group in there that they were fighting, or no?
I believe so. I don't remember exactly where, but my memory is hazy on it. But I also thought it was quite hilarious that they also brought in what's his face? I think it was a U.S. agent. I forget who it was they brought in, but it was U.S. agent. They brought in U.S. agent as one of the Red Skulls.
Damn.
Who, if those don't know, U.S. agent John Walker, formerly known as Captain America, now known as U.S. agent, is basically right-wing Captain America. That's what he is. He's basically if Captain America was a hardcore conservative. That's
he was on he wasn't on like a superhero team.
Yeah. He was on the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah. That's why I was saying them. Like, what? Now he's like, if he's one of these dudes, he's a whole ass bad guy now.
Well, so that's Ultimate Universe. So yeah, he's definitely bad guy. But like in the main continuity, he's still a good guy. But he's a good guy who is often depicted as slick racist. Like he said, I actually, when I was doing research for the Sam Wilson video,
okay,
oh, sometimes I forget.
Yeah,
you're not really black.
That's right.
Oh my god, dude,
cold.
Rocky used to have
cold.
Dude, Rocky would be like, yeah, like I forgot, not all skin folk. Just because you skin folk don't mean you kin folk. I'm like, oh my god, but no, he is a, for all intents and purposes, a largely unapologetically racist character. He is at multiple points in times in main continuity been caught saying like racist shit, like shit that's like, that's not what normal people say. But yeah. I liked the whole like Punisher skull thing on the cops. I can't wait to see what they do with it as far as how Punisher's going to react to it. I'm pretty sure he will react to it. But I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. And I actually appreciate the messaging on this show. The messaging about like what they kind of alluded to this in the to something from the first season that the Wilson Fisk had like Lady was like, oh, I heard he smashed a guy's head in with a car door. And it's like that's a direct nod to season 1. And then like you have one person who's like appalled by hearing these truths about Wilson Fisk, and you see another person. Oh man, I would love to see that.
Yeah, that makes him sound more badass to me.
Yeah,
so that was the part. That was the part where I'm like, okay, they're doing Trump right here.
Yeah,
that's Trump.
It was the whole Fifth Avenue. It was Fifth Avenue all over again.
Right. Any of the shit that he says, whenever he talks about like, oh, I will do this, take him out, beat his ass, and like, and then normal people are like, did you hear what he said? Like that, and they're like, yeah, I heard it. Badass. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, you're like, stupid. Got it.
It's like, oh, you're a fucking monster.
Right. Yeah. The only thing I would say about the cop shit is, and I don't think this is an accident, by the way. I don't think it's bad writing. I don't think it's, I think it's on purpose. Kind of like how they do, like the bad apple thing. One thing that they do that I think, okay, so you know how like we had to like train people after decades of movies that, hey, predators, like pedos and rapists are like, they're not all like greasy monster looking dudes. Like some of them are, they could be attractive. Did you know that? You know what I mean? And so we had to like change how we viewed these things. Law enforcement is an arm of white supremacy, but go to New York City and go look at any police department.
Oh, yeah.
And they are black and brown as fuck. Mm-hmm. So whenever shows do this thing, like you go to Atlanta, every cop up there is black. You don't think that they're still an arm of the white supremacy? You don't think they're beating other black people's asses or have police brutality? You know what I mean? Like people don't get it. So whenever I watch the show and I see every bad cop is white, I'm like, you're training people wrong. Mm-hmm. You're training people wrong because I'll tell you what, just because the cop is black or Hispanic or Asian, they will still fucking uphold the white supremacy that the system upholds.
Oh,
they're supposed to.
I'll throw you one better. Here in Memphis, I talked about this a few weeks back. I think about the whole thing with the lynching of Tyree Nichols.
Yes,
here in Memphis, all of those cops were black with the exception of one. That's right. The one who only got arrested because the news called him out. But yeah. But and the thing is, right here, Screwface is right here. In the words of O'Shea Jackson, black police showing out for the white cop. That's a thing. I have seen it. I have literally bared witness to it firsthand. Mm-hmm. I have seen black police officers be like, "Oh yeah. See, I'm gonna show them. I can be trusted. I'm gonna show them I'm one of them."
I see it in the military. I saw it in the military all the time. All the time. Yeah. And people are like, man, I had to learn quick. I'm like, okay. Let me calm down because
with and in accordance with what Ken just talked about, the Scorpion unit. Here's the thing. Anytime you have a police unit that's named after some shit you would see on like G.I. Joe, it's a bad look. You already know your shit. You already know the shit's cooked. You already know the shit's cooked. If I remember when I used to watch The Shield, and they were called the Strike Team, or whatever. I was like, these dudes are bad. Like even before I actually like saw them do anything bad, I was like, they're bad. Strike Team, you bad.
You know what's funny is that's what they're called in real life in the military. Like you have Strike Team, like Strike Team Alpha, Strike Team Bravos. So you're right.
In a military sense, I'm like more open to it, but like when it's a police unit, I'm like,
You actually, that's an excellent point. Sincerely, because that is the part where even when I was still like maybe conservative, enlightened centrist bullshit that I was in, I would say that that's the shit I started seeing because I was I was a combatant. And so I was in a certain way. But then as I started like hearing the news and paying attention, I would hear cops say shit like that.
Oh,
like,
okay,
why would cops have a strike force? Like you said, I have a strike force. Now, I don't think this now because we shouldn't be anywhere. But
right
at the time, I'm thinking we have a strike force because we have an enemy. We're at war.
Right.
You are supposed to be protecting civilians. Like, why are you walking around with your boots blouse and wearing plates? And like, you look like the military, which then changes your brain on how you view the civilians. They're not people you protect. They're potential enemies now. And that's how you get these motherfuckers killed.
That I remember we used to have this thing when I used to work for Hollywood Feed. They would do a thing where we would give free dog food to cops who had like were on like a canine unit, and whenever they would come in, oh yeah, I fucking hated dealing with them because you could tell a lot of the time they weren't shit. You could tell. I honestly, I think canine cops are probably like of any kind of cop. You got to be the worst. I'm sorry, you can't convince
the way
me
they train their dogs, and they're not family. Like you don't give a fuck. You throw that dog out there so that if anybody's gonna get shot, it's the dog first, and then they come in. I'm like, they don't give a fuck about them dogs.
Well, even when they like explained to me how they train like drug dogs, I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's something that we should, I don't think that's something we should be aspiring to. I don't know.
Like making them smell coke and shit.
Yeah, it's like, dude. I was like, that. I don't know. That's wild to me. But I do want to say just because we got the homie in here, Gearless Mo out here with the. Oh man, here let me get some water.
Nice. We haven't had one of these in a minute.
I was a little parched.
Come on, you make me wait.
All right. Thank you, Gearless, for that 1999 super chat. So I had a Puerto Rican cop in NYC slam my face on the pavement, resulting in my chipped tooth that gave me my charm. He said I fit the description and then failed to tell me what it was when pressed. See, and that's the type of shit I'm talking.
It's okay because he's Puerto Rican. It's fine. It's
right? Cool. Well, it pisses me off though because I remember once a cop looking me dead ass in my face while I am, handcuffed, sitting down, not a threat, can't move, can't do anything. He's like, "You look sneaky."
See?
He's like, "You look like you're up to something." I'm like, and I legitimately asked, I was like, how do I look? Like, cause I was genuinely confused. I was like, how do I look? I was like, what? I don't get it. I was like, how do I look sneaky? And he was just like, you just look like you're thinking about something. I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about how I'm really ready to be out of these cuffs and get back to like, having a normal day, not being like handcuffed in my own fucking house. He was like, oh no, this looks like you would do anything to get out of them cuffs. Like you might try and do something. I was like, I said, I've been like,
are you asking me to suck your dick? Because I'm not going to do that.
Like at the time, like I was just so like, it's one of those things, you know how like, when you're kind of in the heat of the moment of a situation.
Yeah, you don't think straight.
And you're not like, like I wasn't like, I wasn't even thinking.
You in the shower later, like, oh, I should have said this.
Yeah, no, that's basically what it was. Because like the whole time I was like, because I literally my response was like, you need to tell me what it is you want from me, because I was like, I just got off of work. I literally pulled like a 12-hour shift. I don't know I'm genuinely confused. What are we doing here? I said, first off, you haven't even told me why I'm in handcuffs.
That's right.
Yeah. I said, so I kind of feel like this isn't proper procedure. And that was really the only reason I even got out of those cuffs, because they were like, well, yeah, we didn't really read him his rights or anything. I said, because I kept asking, I was like, am I going downtown? Am I going in the squad car? Like, what was good? But no, I'd say this all the time, dude. I tell people all the time,
punch in the air like Cuba Gooding Jr. And boy in the hood.
Oh, hey, in my own house.
Oh man, dude.
But dude, I'm gonna tell you, dude, that feeling like that Cuba,
oh man,
that Cuba action.
Yeah,
black cops have made me feel that way way more times than white cops.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's not, and I'm
and Trumbull
not saying
does,
that,
and Trumbull does got it.
Yeah,
and Trumbull does said it. It's like, it's not about we do this thing. We do this thing with women too, right? Where like women, like we do it with like Melania Trump. Like, oh man, she probably hates him, and oh man, like blink twice if you need help, or like, oh, that poor woman, you know, she's getting it at home, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, there's a book out there that people need to read called Sisters of Hate.
Oh, yeah.
And they talk about how women, white women, are just as big. They prop up this shit up just the same. You know what I mean? They support these men, and they, you know, and some of them are like, they realize, right? Like, even if you watch Handmaid's Tale, some of the wives regret it, and whatever. There's plenty of wives that are like, yep, this is exactly what you should be doing. You should be having babies for me, and I love this. But when you look at the rewiring shit, we're doing it right now. Like, I talk about the infantilization of women when I talk about this stuff, right? I'm like, stop talking about women like they are not choosing to marry white supremacists, as if they cannot be white supremacists themselves. They're adults. They're not these like small-brained, poor, you know what I mean? Same thing for black and brown people. You know what I mean? I would say if you are black and brown, then you were raised a certain way to where you have become this person that is okay for beating the shit out of a black person because they match the description. You know what I mean? Those cops in Memphis are raised that way. You know what I mean? They are those people through their own
trained.
Yeah, through their own, and they joined to do that. You know how we always talk about like, oh, cops, they only joined to be because they got bullied and they just want to be bullies and stuff. I'm like, okay, is being a bully like unique to white culture or something? You never had a black bully? Like, they're still those dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and they know what they signed up for. And I'll tell you this: any person who goes through police training as a black or brown person, and you stick with it, you know exactly what you're in for. And yeah, are there people who are just doing it because, hey man, I just need a job? Trust me,
good cops don't stay cops.
No, they don't. Every person I know who was a cop and is now no longer a cop, they all have the same story. They all have the same story. They all say the exact same thing. When you ask them why they're no longer police officers, they said because it changed them.
That's
and
right.
that they saw the change coming, and the ones who were smart enough to get the fuck out fucking hate other cops.
I was a law enforcement for just 9 years in Air Force. I can't imagine if I was like an actual cop in the civilians, like dealing with like that shit. Because let me tell you something. I would tell people like you just said, if you're a good cop, you're probably not going to stay a cop. But even if you're a good cop and you feel you can change the system, they're going to push you out. They're going to push you out. I had my awakening late in life. I wasn't going to lose my pension and my disability and get out.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished out the last part, you know, but and that's arguably maybe not a great, who knows, but I'll say that when my brain changed and my politics changed and I started running my sections in the way that I thought was the most ethical and talking about people, you know what I mean? Even like the Taliban, I'm like, yeah, I mean, but sure, they're bad. They're fucked. They're evil people, but like, wouldn't you expect them to fight if we landed in their country like that? Like, why would you be mad that they fought us? Like, you know what I mean? I started getting, people do not like me. And like, if they could have fired me, they would have fired me a long time ago. I would have never made it to the end.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, there's a couple of things I want to hit and then we'll get out of here because I know you got some stuff to take care of. I got some stuff to take care of. We're going to run this one a little shorter than usual. Real quick, I just want to say two things and I can do these really quickly. God willing and the creek don't rise. Two takeaways from these first two episodes. One, that's Muse like a motherfucker. That is Muse like a motherfucker. You cannot convince me otherwise. He is him. Watch that motherfucker. He is Muse. The motherfucker that's been painting murals and shit. That's him. You can't convince me otherwise. Also, I want to know what's the over under on how long before she realizes that Kingpin killed her uncle. I want to know what's the odds looking like? What do we think? Are we thinking she already knows and she's just like playing along, or does she genuinely have no clue? Because I feel like that information had kind of gotten out into the wind. It's been a while since I've watched Daredevil season 1. But I remember that being a pretty big plot point.
I'm with you, Elite. I'm with you, Elite. There's a reason everybody in the community knows that, you know, like you said, the two sides of what people were saying. So people already knows about this dude. I think she's sus already. And that's why he said she's used to being underestimated.
Yeah. No, 100%. Because I'm not gonna lie, as soon as she walked in and sat down and kind of because she kind of acted like, I mean, she knew who he was, but she kind of acted like she wouldn't have any reason whatsoever to dislike the man.
To get into the office.
Yeah. She's trying to get access. So when I saw that shit, I was like, oh yeah. She gotta know. I was like, I'm gonna go back. That's gonna be my homework for this weekend. I'm gonna go back and rewatch that last like few episodes of Daredevil season 1 because I feel I like I said, I may be misremembering, but I feel like I remember that information being public knowledge. I feel like that Kingpin was the one that murked Ben Urich. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look it up, but I'm gonna go back and look because, like I said, Daredevil season 1 it's really weird to say this. I feel like I've watched Daredevil season 1 at least a few times, but it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that said,
next week,
yes,
we promise.
Yes,
we will do questions. We will take calls, and we will watch Elite's. What you call it? Indie recommendation of the week. Week. But my wife is giving me the evil eye. Like,
go do your thing.
Do you have to do 3.5 hours? I'll see. It's the only thing I do that makes extra money. Come on now.
This guy. But no, in all seriousness though, we're gonna get out of here. We love you guys. Like I said, honestly, I'm kind of okay with a shorter show because I mean, shit. My ass is hungry and tired and all over the place. But yeah, we'll be back this Saturday. I believe we're going to have a guest, Andrew Dollhouse, color artist for Marvel, DC, Image, Dynamite, and a bunch of other places. I'll have to recheck, but make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you go check out the videos we got out. 3D Man blowing up, Dr. Voodoo blowing up. Go check out the War Machine video because there's a lot of motherfuckers they watched it. I know a lot of motherfuckers they watch it. Go watch that shit. I love that it's the shortest of the 4 and the least watched of the whole pack. Insane. Anyway, that said,
catch me tomorrow at 8.
Yes, tomorrow at 8. Make sure link in the description if you are on YouTube. ! Robo if you're over on the Twitch side. Make sure to go check him out. Go give him a follow. He'll be live. I'll try and make it for this one this time because Every fucking Friday, something's been going on. Until next time, for Robo of Left Face TV, I am the Blerd without fear. Donald Trump, you can go to hell.